I like to get an angle shot, and the third wall is going to be a sliver. So you have like this triangle. Imagine this triangle here, that's the peak of it, and this is the base. And you have the two sides, right? With the edges, the fatter side of the triangle, that's where the third wall is going to be. Now, if it's equal or close to equal, then it really doesn't matter which wall you choose to be that third wall. But in this case, I'm going to use the fat part of the triangle, and then I'm actually leveraging the door, and the door is all the way open as it can be, in order to get that fourth wall, even though it's not a fourth wall. It's the end of where that room is, right? And so also what I'm doing that you may not notice, I'm actually balancing the edges of the wall. So this edge here is going to be about the same amount as the door. And then I'm leveling the verticals to make sure that they're all vertical. The horizontals not so much because it's at an angle, so I'm not going to worry about that. And then I'm using a 5-stop bracket, 2-stop intervals. And I have my ISO at 320, and then my shutter speed is going to be adjusted so that way the manual meter is going to be at around -1 or maybe -0.7. So that's 0.7. And the reason I'm doing that is so that way I get not necessarily clear see-through windows, but that the windows are not overexposed and the editors have something to work with. So you notice here it says -1, but when I press it, it says -1.7. So I'm actually going to put it at 0.7 here, but then it's going to -1.3. So I'm going to bring it up to -0.3. There we go. That's around where I want it. And then I'm going to put on my flash, put my shutter speed at 1/250. I'm going to change over to the 2-second timer and F9, and then my pop flash. And pop flash is at D, which the setting is at metered properly here. So there's no overexposure or underexposure. It's metered at 0. And so let's take a look at that. Okay, so metered at 0, you can see that we have blown out windows. So I'm going to bring down my ISO to maybe 100 and then do that again. So again, my shutter speed's at 1/250, F9. Don't worry about the manual meter here. The manual meter is going to be on your flash. So D is 0 and then ISO 100. And then I can see a little bit more through the window, and I'm just going to bring it down one more to maybe ISO 80 and just test that out. And you want to be quick on this because the sun is moving, and then if you're too slow at changing it, then there might be a halo effect around the shadows. So just be aware of that. Okay, so it looks like ISO 80 was where we need to go. Okay, and it's going to vary room by room. Okay, so I'm going to put it back at ISO 20, F9, and then my shutter speed's going to adjust with the exposure of the room.